Hey everybody on YouTube, this is my second video. I tried to do a rehearsal video before, so I didn't put that up. It looks kind of stupid. I was talking about North Korea in that one, so I chose not to put it up because it got off track from the topic I chose to use. And as you can see, as I started out the video with, I'm a Deadpool fan. I have another Deadpool shirt. You'll see it later. But I don't want to whip that one out just yet. I was watching a review of some of the gameplay in Shadow of War, the Balrog. And this guy, I forgot his name. I don't always name the names because I don't want to start something with everybody, but there are some people that I do like to bring up when I do. Anyway, this guy was playing against the Balrog. And he was saying they move a little too quickly for something that's so big. But I'm thinking if you don't move quick enough, you're not going to be able to keep your balance or anything. And let's think about an example of some bigger creatures in nature. They don't all move lumbery or slow. In fact, giraffes. Sure, they're not the fastest, but that has more to do with their necks than it does with anything else, because their necks are like, swaying. Well, that's a lot of neck. And that's a lot of weight just hanging off. That's why it has to be held straight up for the most part, or up at a forward angle. If you watch Wildcats, you'll see. But they do like to show, in this PBS Kids show, images of the actual animals from actual wildlife shows. Now, those creatures do move fast. They're not like impossibly slow or lumbery. If anything, gravity is going to pull, which means they have to react quickly so they don't fall on their faces. That being said, Balrogs are pretty big. They're probably not the biggest creature in all of Middle-earth in the Tolkien universe. The Nemesis system looks pretty cool too, and I'm looking forward to that. Now, my thoughts on the Balrog fight are, the speed's fine. Why should they be lumbery and slow? In the movies, sure, they seem slow, but that's because he was raising his whip. But in fact, I don't think he was moving as slow. I mean, when Gandalf was fighting him, that thing didn't seem very lumbery. It's just when it started its initial motion, it was just building up strength to slam down. And it does. You see more of that fight in the second movie, when you see him kill the Balrog. And by kill, it falls in water and that thing's fire, so you know how that's going to fare. That Balrog's basically drowned and dead. Well, basically, they don't move slow. Graugs, they don't move slow. I never really believed that they should, simply because of size, have to move slow. And I was using nature as an example. You can watch some nature specials. And so far, the closest thing we have to a giant animal, one that's really big and tall in relation to us, unfortunately happens to only be the giraffe. That's the closest reference we have to a creature of serious volume and size, one that greatly dwarfs humans. But watch them run. They don't run in slow, lumbering motions, but because of how lanky they are, it seems like they don't run very easy either. It looks like they're struggling, and maybe they're not, but just watching, how rigid their bodies are. Like you're like, boom, hardly much bending in the knees there. They don't do as much flexing. Like when a human lands, we land like, and we bend. Giraffes, when they land, they're like, boom. It's just hard. And that's when they're running, like, boom, boom. Yeah, that's their front legs. I can't do that with my hands. Some people have really flexible hands, okay? Well, I'm not that nimble. And keep in mind, it's fantasy. There's probably different laws of physics. Have you looked at the map of the Tolkienian Earth, of the Middle Earth world? It's not shaped like our Earth. Not at all. Heck, there's a video that covers this, and he shows a map, like a planetary view of their Middle Earth. It don't look like Earth. It's definitely not our home. And you know, I've had some other thoughts on it. I want to see a story that features the Valar. It's too bad that Tolkien didn't have any successors, because he actually intended to write a story about the orcs. You know, everything from the orcs' perspective. You know, a story starring orcs, and I think that'd be really cool. I was watching another video where they were referring to that. In fact, most of my videos will consist of me referencing other videos. So let's just start with that. If my eyes go down, it's because I'm looking at my computer screen, as you can tell by the reflection on my lenses. I don't know what software to use to edit in a meaningful way. For example, I would like to be able to just point at the air and have an image pop up, but I don't know how to do that yet. And even then, what would I put in those little pop-ups? I don't know. I'm, of course, a noob. I like to bring that up over and over because people in the comments section do get overly critical. So far, since I am just starting out, I don't got much traction, but I know that sometime in the future that could change. That being said, I'm making these statements to the people who do view it. So I'm doing what I can with what I got. Right now I'm working an average job, and I'm making my way up there. I'm trying my best to follow another YouTuber's advice, Matt Pat from the Game Theorist. He did a video and he covered a few topics. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That motion I was making. I was shooing away my dog. She's a good dog. It's just she opened my door to my room because the current place where I live at, the people did not install the doors right. Oh, and don't think that I'm living at some bad place. I'm actually living at a sort of semi-decent place. I'm not going to name the name yet until I'm no longer living under this residence. But it's a property that's owned by, well, I wouldn't say a major thing, but, well, basically it's like a business. It's for rent, duplexes. Again, I don't want to say anything stupid that will get people to want to boot me out or boot my family out. I don't know what the policies are. I can just say this: they need to improve some things. Like, they need to improve the way they install doors. They need to improve how they do circuitry, and we're paying like $400 at the residence I live at. I talk about various subjects, and I'm going to switch to another one. right now, I'm going to talk about the No Man's Sky update. Yep, this game. I know that it's been getting a lot of crap by some people. And yes, it should have had some things out on release date, but from what I've heard, I'm under the belief that Sony rushed No Man's Sky, all because of the way Sean Murray was like talking about it. I heard that he was rushed to put it out. I could be wrong. Probably most definitely wrong, but I don't know. That's what I've heard, so I'm trusting it. Anyway, I'm going to go on and talk about the update 1.3. And the update actually adds a lot of the things that you see on the back cover. You know, 1.2 added the freighters and everything. I've yet to see the crash ones, but I know that they're there because I saw another demonstration where they were there. I don't believe that some of the other YouTubers who I'm actually fans of, I'm going to name their names and I hope they don't hate me. Comic Historian and Some Ordinary Gamers both believe that No Man's Sky isn't going to gain any real traction again. Well, let's wait till update 1.4. Well, I don't know what the team's working on, but I know what I want to tell them. Sean Murray, team that works with Sean Murray, here are some things on my wish list. First of all, for my No Man's Sky wish list, I want to see gas giants. I want to be able to have huge. I want to be able to pilot a flying, hovery base, kind of like Cloud City from Star Wars, and make a huge gas harvester on that planet. I want to be one of those various kinds of gas giants, like planets the size of Jupiter, some with even rings. Where the gas giants contain multiple gases, plus thunderstorms. I like to see neutron stars and magnetars, things like that. I like to see more varieties of plant life and animal life on the planets. So far, I've only seen these like two-legged things. I probably need to bring pictures of these creatures. Well, and I've seen a few creatures that look like theropods. I've seen those before. Not impressed. No kaiju. That's too bad. I was kind of hoping to see some kaiju. What the commercial has shown me is just some creatures that are just simply blown up in size. I've seen these crab-like creatures. It's pretty cool that there's crab-like creatures. I'm fine with the fact that they exist, but they seem to exist on every planet. And it's always the same kind of crab-like shape. I've been to several star systems, several everything, and I've seen similar creatures. That's one of my gripes about it. Well, I'd like to see diversity. In the forests and the trees, I notice animals move around their environment. Like they'll move around the trees, but not like through them. For example, the trees aren't large enough, really, to make a forest. There's a lot of trees, but there's no forests on some of these planets. And there's no ecosystem built around the forest. Sean Murray, your team, I want you to go out someday and just go into the woods. Okay? I've done it. There's morel mushrooms, there's pine trees, there's oak trees. What else is there? Weeping willows. I live in Newton, Iowa. We have a variety of trees. We have green grass and everything. We have, morel mushrooms. I'm sure I mentioned it, but have you ever eaten them? They're good. Well, like I said, the game doesn't possess many features. And here's another thing that should go with it. There are some bug-like creatures, but they're never bug-sized. Like, all the creatures are... The smallest they get is the size of my cat. My kitty. And she's, like, so big. She's a munchkin. Okay? Well, that being said, there's no bugs. No insects. No tiny bugs, life forms. You know? Looks like you could pinch between your index and thumb. Like a cockroach or an ant. There needs to be creatures that serve a purpose in every ecosystem. There needs to be where you can see rust showing up on material. And I would like it to be where if I harvest a tree, I don't just get straight up carbon. I want to also get wood as well. I'd also like to be able to harvest the fruits of a tree. Whatever those fruits are. Fruit trees are usually containing of acids. Or citrus in tropical fruits. Acid and citrus and all that. And inland there's potatoes and other things. I'd like to see food plants show up. I want an explanation for what the animals are eating, because my cat and my dog don't eat oxide elements. They eat protein. They eat food. You make it sound like the animal is a living mining machine that just drills and eats rocks. Oxide elements come from iron and stuff, and that's an oxide element. Why can't I harvest water when I shoot at ice? I know that you don't want to plagiarize or copy another game, but could you look at her Osiris Zero Dawn? People say that Osiris Zero Dawn is the No Man's Sky that should have been. And it does have some things going for it. For example, meteor showers can happen on certain planets. You're supposed to travel to multiple planets. So far, people are just stuck on one. And what if there were complete water worlds? What would be on those? Could life survive on those? That's pure speculation, but you could make a couple conditions. Make what is different variants of these worlds. What else? Boats and submarines for travel. You know what's something else I want to bring up is that the giant bodies of water, not the small lakes or ponds, the giant ones, the oceans. They're not really oceans. It just looks like a lake that's been enlarged. What I mean by that is oceans have water that's plain, just stays on the ground. But then a storm hits and a giant rippling wave comes over. Like a surfer could go on. Huge swells. The weather conditions should affect the water, make the water slosh around and make boat travel difficult if there are boats. There should be tornadoes. There should be weather conditions and where geology affects weather conditions. Like under this condition, the weather will act like this kind of coding. Hire a meteorologist onto the team. And for different planets. And look at the probes. Like, why aren't the plants that contain mercury for liquid? Why is it every plant has water? Now, I know you're saying some plants don't really have water as water, but there's no way really to scan that. And the water feels the same. You travel through it, you're swimming. You're swimming. What if the sea life was swimming in mercury? What would that look like? A creature that lives in mercury. That's just solid metal to us, but it'd have to find a way to navigate. It wouldn't be using eyes because light just don't go through that. Well, because it's pure metal. But what if there was a creature that got something out of it? I don't know what. Just something we don't live with. Something we don't deal with. And most of this planet had mercury. The moon Titan. I think that's one of Saturn's, right? I don't know anything about Jupiter. Well, that's another thing you could do. Let's see, what's another thing I want to see in No Man's Sky? Why is it that I can't hack a drone or look at a drone? Like, you can shoot them down, but they just go kaplooey. I want a drone that I can do an autopsy on. And that would be super cool. I want to see all the different kinds, and I want a few new kinds. You have your Imperial Walker drones that, walk like the AT-STs from Star Wars. You have... oh, what other ones? You have your flying little drones, Then you have your dog-like drones that walk on all four legs. But you don't really see them just on a planet. They have to appear, while the floaty drones will show up no matter what. I think all the drones should just be there, as if they don't just magically appear. And where they can teleport, like where you see a series of satellite drones also around each planet. Like you see where the drones come from, or you can even sneak up on the drones. And I always thought, which drones maintain the drones? Who repairs the drones? Who builds the drones? Is there a manufacturer? And are all Korvax humanoid? I noticed that all the aliens are humanoid. Do they have to be? They're aliens, I think. But they're all humans. What's that about? Do you have any Lovecraftian things? Can I expect any? Yeah, it's on my wish list. I want Lovecraftian things going on. The closest thing you had to Lovecraft is the abandoned buildings, and even then, that's... yeah. I'm just going through my wish list. I don't know what to expect. I just know what I want. Now, I'm going to switch gears to another topic. Kingsman. It's inverted on the camera. But y'all know what it is. Galahad lives. Some people don't think it makes sense. They think it's final, but according to the trailers, he has to have an eye patch. In other words, the bullet didn't hit him here. It probably hit him in one of the eyes. People who look at the trailer know which eye. I don't have to tell you. You already know. You've already seen. But he's wearing an eye patch. I mean, one, Valentine sucks at aiming. He was aiming with his eyes closed. That's what you get. You don't kill the guy. I mean, you might hit them, but the eyes are... the brain's like here. It doesn't take a genius. Anyone who's played Sniper Elite knows where the brain is. And he shot down. And yes, there's important stuff like right here, too. Part of brain there that don't guarantee Valentine lined up the shot right to do it. I mean, watch me. I got you, right? Yeah, let's try it again. It's gonna look stupid. Why am I wasting my time? Just to see. Double take. It's not that kind of movie. Now, here's me with my eyes closed, with my eyes open. It's not that kind of movie. When you turn your head, well, let's just say there's connective tissue all over. You turn your head, well, there's a reason the teacher says face where you're running when you're in school. So you actually go where you want to go. Don't look back because your body will slow down, mainly to avoid a collision. I've seen the trailers for Kingsman 2. It looks freaking sweet, and I'm looking forward to it. I did put in the comment section I want some pointers from Matt. I was mainly want him to point me towards some easy to access websites, or mainly software to download for free. preferably, because I really gotta pinch my pennies right now. The reason I decided to be a part of YouTube is that I want to make money and express myself all in the same move. And I thought, what if I could just talk about stuff, kind of like a vlog? Does this count as a vlog? It's not a Let's Play. How do I do that? I mean, how do I get the audience to see what I'm playing? And how do you do that picture-in-picture thing? You know, like, how do you put the image right there? I don't know. But it would be freaking sweet. I'd like if I could. Or put the picture up here. Or here. Or there. I'm just using the camera, you know. I'm looking at myself, you know, when I'm talking to my audience. And who knows, I might gain traction. That'll be cool. I brought that up before, but I'm kind of hopeful. It's like being a candidate for something. Or hoping that you make it. Hoping that you make the cut. This is my second video. It's year 2017. Next month will be September when Kingsman's coming out. That's gonna be fun. No Man's Sky's update like recently came out. Let's see. I'm just gonna check this out. Yep, 8/23/2017 is the day I made this video. Not the day I uploaded it. I made this video today. So, rate, comment, subscribe down below. You can like it, dislike it. I know what I'm looking for. Please tell me how I can improve. Websites I can go to. Mainly, if there's software on the Windows Store I could download, it's free. I don't want to pay all the time. Heck, I have to pay for cab rides and other things. But that's all for another video. Thank you. And have a nice day.